Hi everyone, I wanted to give you a couple of updates on the seedlings because they are growing really well at the minute. I think because we've hit spring and some slightly warmer weather. And I also wanted to tell you about a little bit of a mystery I've got going on. So let's start with the seedlings. So the first one I want to start with is the angraecum. We've got a nice new leaf on this seedling. We did have a new root, but I have found a slug in my collection recently and booted it out. So that new root sadly disappeared. There's a little bit of a gap on this side where it was. I'm going to see how this orchid does over the coming weeks and keep a really sharp eye out for slugs. That was a really big setback. And angraecums do not like root disturbance, so I have no idea how they like their roots being eaten. So that one is doing well, but has had a little bit of a setback. And then the Laelia anceps is doing beautifully, because you might be able to see down on this side. Maybe it's really hard to see in the camera, but there's a new growth. So the Laelia has been putting out some nice new fat roots, as you can see here, and it is going for a new growth. And I have high hopes that this will be a really nice, big, strong growth. The one before is looking really good and fat, and in general, she's in good health. So, great look there. And lastly, I want to show you the Paphiopedilum. Now look at that leaf. That is broad, that is shiny, that is lovely. So this is a second new leaf that the Paphiopedilum has put out since I got it. So it is looking fabulous. I have changed the growing conditions for all of these recently because the Neophenitia got sick. So I have moved them all from a lower light windowsill to a higher light position closer to the front of the house. So they're not in a windowsill anymore, so they don't get day nighttime drops, but they are getting more sunlight. The reason I did this was because of crown rot in the Neophenitia, which really upset me, and I hate for that to happen to these. So now on to the mystery. You might remember the Tolumnia from a little while ago that I put in a box as a type of ICU. Well, she didn't do very well in the box. She got a little bit mouldy, so I moved her to a pint glass ICU setup with only a little bit of film over the top so that there's airflow coming in and out on both sides. And I've been misting daily. And nothing really was happening until she produced a flower spike. And they are absolutely breathtaking, absolutely amazing. Somehow, this orchid doesn't have any respectable roots. There's maybe one of these roots alive, if that. And everything else that's stuck on is sphagnum moss. This orchid seems to get ambient moisture and is really struggling to get it. As you can see, it's completely desiccated, but it has still put out flowers, so I have high hopes that it will put out a new fan sometime after finishing these flowers. And clearly it's got enough light, it's got enough nutrients, because it has put out these flowers. So my expectations for this orchid have gone from this orchid will die to maybe there's some hope. Tolumnia are quite well known for doing really well in very dry conditions and for surviving quite big shocks. So maybe there's a chance. But it's still the first time I've seen one of my orchids flower without roots to speak of. And if you have had an orchid flower and look so happy when it doesn't have any roots, please let me know. Well, that's it. Hope you have a great day. Bye.